This is Dormouse03, continuing my Max Payne 3 old school walkthrough, and this is chapter 14. So, this is the last chapter in the game. It's a pretty tough level with it's kind of one tough firefight after another. So, luckily there are some good spots and some good tactics for you to use on this level, and I will be explaining those. And so the first thing is to immediately hop off of that conveyor belt and come over to this spot right here. And this is where you're going to sit and take out all of the guys in this room. And it might take you a little while, just because you want to be careful while you're sitting in this spot, because there are guys kind of all over, and some of them don't like to come out of cover too much. But if you sit here and you go from side to side and you kind of angle yourself around these corners, you can shoot them, and they do not have an easy time hitting you. So this is the best way to deal with the first part of this room. And so that's what you're going to do. And there are guys on both sides. Like I said, you want to be kind of careful, because sometimes these guys, they'll hide and they won't come out of cover, and you can't really see where they are. But you want to be kind of noting how many people you're killing. I think there's something like 2 or 3 on each side, and there's one guy up top, and once you kill all the guys downstairs, 2 more guys will run out on that walkway up through the middle. So that's kind of how you know when everyone in this area is dead. And so yeah, this is pretty simple. And sometimes I push like right up here, because you're still pretty safe in this spot right here if you've cleaned up the 2 guys there on the left. And just kind of try to pop out of cover, walk around a little bit to draw these guys out. Because look at that guy. He was sitting over there the whole time in cover and wouldn't come out so that I could see him. And so once you get the last person in this area, like I said, a couple more guys will come out onto that walkway. It's 2 or 3, I can't recall, but we'll find out. And you want to get in this spot right here, and so that's bulletproof glass in front of me, so you don't have to worry about getting shot through that unless you get some kind of glitch, which if you do, I'm sorry for that. And you can kind of sit in this spot right here and peek your way around to take care of guys, but you do want to kind of be careful, because sometimes when you peek out a little bit, they will run over to the right. And if they do that, you want to be moving back around to the left so that they can't hit you. So this is the spot that I'm going to use, and I'm going to use this spot to take out pretty much the rest of the guys in this area. So I killed them, and now I'm going to pick up some weapons, because you start off with a pistol, and it's a good pistol. I really like it. I like the auto fire on it. I like that you can sort of use it as one bullet, or use it for automatic fire. And I like the other pistol that you start off with too. But you need to be picking up things that are going to have some ammo in them, because if you don't, ammo will start to be a problem. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk up there just enough to trigger those guys to spawn. And then when they spawn, I'm going to get back in this spot, and I'm going to clean them up. And the only danger to you right now is if there are guys that are on your right that you don't notice. So you want to be peeking around here and killing anybody that you can see, but you also want to be cautious of any guys on your right that either didn't come across to the left, or if they are already on the left and move over to the right. So that is basically it, and that is how I'm going to deal with the rest of the guys in this room, except for I think the last one, who kind of hides over to the right, and I end up having to go upstairs for him. So right now I'm not sure that everybody has spawned yet, and I'm just going to go back up and make sure that I've triggered the spawn, because I think you have to get to a certain spot here in the middle in order to trigger guys to come out. So here they come, and now I'm going to run back downstairs, and you want to hustle because they can shoot you through that door while you're on the stairs. And again, you just kind of sit here, and right now is when you want to be careful, because you saw a couple of guys run over there to the right, and I'm wondering if they're going to come through that door after me, but they never did come downstairs. I don't think they will ever do that. So I'm just being kind of cautious right now, because I had never tried this strategy out, but it ended up working out. So even with this awful gun with a laser sight on it, because I despise the laser sights in this game, because it makes it really hard for me to see. And so with that being said, I'm gonna segue to talking about some different modes in this game, because this right here is just me shooting guys and doing exactly what I said before, sitting in this cover and being careful to take out people on the right, and to move away if someone gets on the right there. So what I'm going to talk about now is some of the other modes in the game. I have done the majority of this game on hardcore mode now, and I probably will be posting some videos of some strategies for hardcore as well, because I mean a lot of my playing has been similar for hardcore, because I didn't find it that much more difficult, in fact, than this, because I mean you don't take as many bullets. They do a lot more damage to you. And so, or I wouldn't say a lot more damage, but a noticeable increase in damage for that difficulty. But you get the last chance mode, and that makes some of the areas of this game that were difficult on old school not as challenging, in fact, for hardcore, because you can play the same way, but you don't get randomly killed as much, because you have the last chance, and as long as you have a painkiller, you don't have to be consistently monitoring your health quite as much, because you have that, and sometimes you can afford to run out and play a little less cautiously, because you know that you'll be able to burn one of those painkillers and take out the person that's shooting you. And whenever last chance mode triggers, if you get one bullet in the guy who has shot you, you will survive and he will die. And sometimes one bullet for one guy is a whole lot fewer bullets than it takes to kill them otherwise. So, but it can be really hard in some spots, and in different spots than the places where it was difficult for this mode. So yeah, like I said, I probably will make some videos for that, unless when I start making them it seems like they're just too similar to this and it feels redundant. So if you have any interest in that, watch for those. That was a funny little animation on his gun, if you caught that. And nice glitch there, Max. And so the other modes for this that I have tried out are the New York Minute. And my thoughts on the New York Minute mode are, I don't really like it. And that's kind of the bottom line. I don't really like it. And the reason I don't really like it is because the number of times in this game where you can run into a situation where you randomly fail a checkpoint or get killed because, not because of really anything that you've necessarily done wrong, but because of some random shit that happens. Or, you know, a momentary lapse in perfect playing. And I just don't like modes in games that expect a person to be able to play perfectly all the time. And if it were just the combat scenarios, I don't think I would have as much of a problem with it. But I started playing through, and, you know, chapter 1's easy, fine. Did that first time through. And then I get to chapter 2, and yeah, that last guy right there, I'll pause my rant. He sort of hid around there, so I had to kind of creep up and take him out. So just be aware that the last guy in the room may try to hide from you, and he will probably be in the spot where he was just then. So now I'm gonna run around and pick up ammo and stuff, and I'm gonna continue talking about New York Minute Mode and why I dislike it. So I got to chapter 2, and everything was going just fine. And because it's not that challenging combat-wise, because the difficulty is set to medium or something like that. And I got to the section where you have to cover Giovanna in the helicopter with that damn laser sight rifle. And I failed there because I wasn't quite fast enough and somebody shot her. And that was the moment when I realized that New York Minute Mode is not going to be fun for me. Because that really didn't have a whole lot to do with my skill level or me using strategy to play. It just had to do with I wasn't quite quick enough in one little spot, and it completely, you know, screwed me. And I probably will go through it and do it because, you know, I like a challenge and I'm sort of masochistic. And I enjoy achievements as well. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an achievement whore. I do enjoy them though. And I like to master a game, and so if they're going to set a challenge for me to do something within the game, I'm going to try to complete it. So I probably will try to do New York Minute Mode and complete all those chapters, and probably will then try to do it on New York Minute Hardcore, which, if from what I've been reading is correct, that means going through the entire game without dying. But I'll pause here because this section can be weird. So I blind fired this guy, and then I was going to wait for the other guys to rush around to me, but they never really did. And down here, down these stairs, is not a good place to be because you can't really see them. So I ended up using bullet time and moving up, and you can probably get behind that little cabinet or whatever it is to the right there, and sneakily shoot some guys. Well, you can get them from this point right here, but you can't use the blind fire, which is what I was going to try to do. But you can kind of peek around and get them from this corner. But I think that guy then hides, and it pisses me off because he won't come out. And so either you're going to have to move forward to trigger him to come out of cover, or do what I do and just run up there and shoot him in the face. So, anyway, going through the entire game when it has as many sort of bullshit spots where you can fail because, you know, you weren't fast enough with a gun that sucks, in my opinion, that the damn laser sight rifle. It's just so hard to aim that thing, and for me anyway. And I remember, you know, there's several places like that where you're sort of guarding someone or you have to be quick. And it just sounds like hell. Is what it sounds like. To not be able to have checkpoints, to not be able to make any mistakes at all, it just sounds like not a really good time for me. But I'll maybe talk more about that later in the videos. This is the end of my first part, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in part 2.